Good morning. Welcome to Living a Rogue Life. For today I'm going to welcome myself back to living a rogue life. So I've been gone for a while. I apologize for that. What happened is it got hot and I was out trying to do some yard work and ended up suffering from heat exhaustion, and that has knocked me out for weeks. So I'm back and meaner than ever. So we've got some new stuff going on, but today we're tackling the weeds that have grown since I had my heat exhaustion. So let me turn this around and you can see what I'm dealing with. And my neighbors are working on their yard now, but they hire people. Let me show you. Okay, so there is my mess. I actually had the yard looking nice. My cucumbers were just off the charts. My zinnias are gorgeous. Now my zinnias are suffering. They've taken over half of my other flower bed. My basil that came back on it self-seeded is doing great. But the grass is definitely out of control. So I was working on which used to be a flower bed at the time that I collapsed. But today we are back with a vengeance and we're going to take this out. So let me get to it. Okay, so I showed you what was going on in the front yard. We got that mowed. We've got it looking better. Still got some weeding to do. But let me show you the disaster that is my backyard and my back garden, to the point where I'm ready just to pull it all out. I'm sorry, I'm all sweaty. This is what work looks like. Okay, let's flip around and go to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Okay, so we have tomatoes. I'm not getting anything. And then I've got basil. I still have, what are these? More cucumbers. I forgot we planted those. So I was going to succession plant, but that's before I realized just how much I got on the cucumbers. I have catnip. I have basil. I have more tomato plants over here. But these guys really aren't growing. They don't get much sun. I'm going to be yanking out some of my jungle. Let's go visit the weeds. Welcome to my weed patch. And this is what happens when you do pots, right? So I wanted corn. And you can only grow 1 or 2 stalks. And this one actually has corn. So, alright, so I still have some tomatoes. Everything here is about dying out. My peppers are still going pretty strong. But if you didn't know what was a weed and what was a vegetable, you would be lost in here. So, and this is the other thing. This is a white eggplant, and they're very yummy if you can beat the rodents to it. So they've eaten on it. Now they don't like the white one as much as they like the purple ones, and I have yet to get a purple eggplant other than the first 2 I got off of it. Through the weeds, through the jungle, and perfect. These are my green beans, and they are about done. I still have a few blooms on here, and I'm going to be yanking all this out. And since we're getting into the heat of the summer, I'm thinking black-eyed peas sound like a good idea. My parsley. Now this is my okra. And as you can see, or maybe not. Yeah. So, and this is the, what is this? The jambalaya okra from Haas Tools. Everything I planted this year was from Haas Tools. So, but these plants just amaze me. They've been putting out for weeks. I mean, they started out early. Okay, now this is sad. This is sad. This I started in a pot. This is my mystery seed that I got from the Bull's garden. It's still growing. Spiderwebs. It's still growing. It is buried in the weeds down here, but it's got a little bit of business going on there, a little business going on over here, and I'm just going to let it fend for itself. Now here's another one. So I actually started 3. There's 2 of them here. I have deal in pots right there, but yeah, I think I've got caterpillars on that. So yeah, I've pretty much not been out here in weeks. There is my other eggplant, and it's starting to die, and I'm glad. Ready to let it go. I'm going to be pulling all this out. So yeah, this is what a disaster of this is what a neglected garden looks like. But God made these plants so that they want to reproduce and they want to grow. So even if you don't have time to get out and be diligently pulling the weeds and working on it, it's still going to go on without you. So I know we don't like that, but it does. Now, recovery of this area is going to take a while, but it'll happen. So these are my potatoes. Look at the size of that caterpillar. It's got to be getting his, where's he at? Where are you at, my friend? There you are. Got to be getting his business on. Macking out. Anyway, I'll dig it up. We've had so much rain, I doubt there's anything in there. There's a volunteer tomato plant. These were my yellow grape tomatoes, of which I didn't get very many. And look, there's some critter in my backyard. That would be Tanky Boo, my 80-pound male husky. Hi, ladies. So yeah, their area has not been doing well. It has been so muddy, and they have just trenched all the way around the edge. So I'm going to be filling this back in. The top took some damage. I got a new tarp for that. And so, life goes on. Yep. I have a whole new thing going on too. So while I also have quail, I went from having a dozen quail to having 2 dozen quail to having 50 quail, and I have sold them, I've eaten them, I have eggs, I've pickled eggs. I have 20 more in the brooder right now, and I'm fixing to, I got a breeder set over here I'm going to sell, and then I'm fixing to probably eat some more of these guys. Hold on. So here's what I have. I have my palapa, right, and I took my palapa and I used one of my dog kennels to block it off to keep the dogs out. Put in my doggy gate so that I can actually set up all of these cages. Now, I did buy the really fancy rollout cages. They're supposed to be great, and yeah, they're not. And here, let me tell you why. They're definitely not made for outside. The birds can stick their head in and open these doors just by lifting up. And the rodents are loving the cage. So this down here is actually a brooder. It has the heater in it. It has the water feeder. It has a tray that goes underneath, a feeder tray in the front. I'm going to get that cleaned up and get it in the house and put my chicks in there. So yeah, those are my quail. So that's kind of an update on where I am, and my newest adventure is coming up really soon, and you're going to want to see it. And I think I'm going to be calling it Rogue Off-Road. I have a new toy. Yeah, I have a new toy. And I'll show you that in the next video, so stick around for that. If you do me a favor, if you like the video, smash that thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe, ring the bell. You know the drill. You've been here before, or you've been to YouTube before. Anyway, guys, it's been fun. I've got a ton more work to do. Have an awesome weekend, and I'll catch you on the flip side.